The Golden State squad coming through the tunnel earlier, with the Warrior faithful anxiously awaiting their arrival on the floor. And the game arrival sponsored by Express. Dress like a pro. Traffic making its way across the Bay Bridge between San Francisco and Oakland, California. Well, the weekend has officially begun, and we welcome you to this 2K Sports presentation of NBA basketball. With Doris Berg, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, Kevin Harlan. And we welcome in someone who has been writing and communicating NBA basketball thoughts in book over the DA. It's all yours.
Well, for the Golden State Warriors, making 5 straight finals appearances took a toll.
DA, they got a lot of pride there, there's no doubt, and rightfully so. Thank you. And a chance now to take a look at some numbers for Morris.
And he's gone dry over the past 10 games, guys. His scoring is way down, and he can't seem to fight his way out of the slump. He better get it going tonight, or they'll start losing patience with him.
And the Clippers starting 5. They've got Ivica Zubac, Patrick Beverley out there with Paul George. Then there's Kawhi Leonard, and it's Morris in at the 4. And for the Warriors, Curry and Klay, the Splash Brothers, in the backcourt. Draymond Green is out there with Wiggins, and it's Chris in at the 5. And for Kawhi Leonard, 2-time Defensive Player of the Year. Not much he can't do offensively either. He's terrific at the top of his game. Where does he rank on your Hall of Fame pyramid when it's all said and done?
A work in progress, obviously, but I think what happened last year, that's the kind of stuff I love, where, 4 straight rounds, that dude carries the team. Some of the best two-way stuff we've ever seen from that position, where it's like him and Pippen as the best defenders ever at that position. But on the other end, he's 31-8 every game.
Amazing.
He's getting the free throw lines. He makes one of the great shots of all time that you called. He wins a Game 7 at home. He comes back from down 2-0 in round 3. And, really reminiscent of like Dirk in 2011 and some of the Michael Jordan in 1991, some of these runs that
historic. Very historic.
Yeah, all time. You're talking Duncan, Shaq. You're talking some of the great players ever. That's where he landed that season.
And Leonard has it in the corner. And it's blocked.
Oh, the freak athleticism. Chris with the tools to be an elite rim protector.
And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Wiggins. First quarter, about a minute and a half in. Shot clock at 6. George, that's a 2-pointer. And Bill, we've seen more and more teams base their offenses around 3-point shooters. Threes are at an all-time high. We know that. And should the NBA, that in mind, do anything to address this via any rule change? Which I don't know what that would mean, but it has been talked about.
I don't like changing. I think it's going to manifest itself if it doesn't work in the playoffs as well. And teams are going to slowly realize that you need to blend an inside-outside game at least a little bit.
We can't lose with the... It's bigs and smalls, it's inside, it's outside.
And it's still passing and unselfishness. The Warriors take a lot of threes, but they're the most unselfish team we have, and they create a lot of layups, and they play, they're really creative. And that just can't be your thing as we shoot 53s. Here's our offense. The problem is you're still going to get in these games where 2 points really matters, and that's what you saw with Kawhi in the playoffs last year. These games slow down, it's going to be a 92-89 ending, and your team needs to get 10 baskets in the fourth quarter. No matter how you're going to get them, you still need somebody who can do that too.
Yeah, this looks like a pregame shoot-around with all the threes they're allowing.
So timeout called here, the first for Los Angeles. And Bill, when it comes to NBA awards, some people have said voter fatigue is a factor. Would you agree with that?
No, I actually think NBA awards are in the best shape they've been in because people are afraid to screw up. You know, that with the internet and the accountability we have now.
Accountability, exactly.
And
There's nothing anonymous about it. I mean,
And we have really good numbers and metrics now, and I actually think we make the right decisions with this stuff most of the time now. I didn't really see any egregious stuff last year other than the one person who voted Dwayne Wade for second-team All-NBA.
You get a vote, don't you?
I do, and I take it really seriously.
I do too.
Yeah.
I feel the same way. And
I really care
Our
about
name
it.
is attached to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also, like, when I wrote my book, I really relied on the All-NBA stuff. Like, they're a snapshot of what happened that season.
Good point. Thompson with the bucket.
Building up a big early lead. They have taken charge of this game.
And they've been doing it largely at the offensive end, Greg. If the defense does not adjust, this could be a blowout.
Beverly, the pass to George. Over Thompson. The shot by George, no good.
Well, they'll be happy with that look, even though it didn't fall.
I think expect them to go back to it because that's the kind of shot this offense is designed to generate.
Pass to Zubac. Leonard on the wing. Bill, you wear so many hats, writing, producing, performing. You're running the ringer, which is highly successful. What role satisfies you the most?
I would say working with young people and trying to help them get better. I think that's the coolest thing you can do, especially if you feel like you've done some good stuff and accomplished some things and realized some dreams. Like, the next thing to do is just to, can you help other people get to where they should be?
Well, a lot of this wasn't around when you and I were growing up. So what were your dreams?
My dream initially was just to write a sports column that people read. That's what I wanted forever, yeah. And then the most satisfying thing is just not knowing what's next, but taking chances and hoping things are going to be fun and work out. You have to have a good team around you, and you have to have like 6 or 7 awesome people that you completely trust who can help you do stuff, because it's impossible to do everything yourself, especially if you're trying to increase the scale of what you're doing. And I think that even works for an NBA organization. You know, it's not like one person running everything. I would say putting a good team around you is the most important thing.
Curry against Jackson. At the top of the key, Williams. That's good, and it's Jackson with the assist that time.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Williams against Thompson. Curry kicks to Thompson. Takes the three. That shot is good. He has made 8 while missing only 4. That's 67% shooting.
12 straight points off of three-pointers, and the D looks shell-shocked.
Here's Leonard. And the rebound goes to the Warriors. Coming off that loss against the Nets. Thompson right side. Over Williams. Back to Thompson. From past the arc. And another 3 for Golden State.
Out of their last 5 makes, how about all 5 from long range?
Clippers trailed by 14. Jackson dishes to Green. For Los Angeles, they have shot just 1 free throw early. 1 for 1 in the game.
Yeah, looking over their percentage on the season, I think they will be thrilled with the number in terms of their free throw percentage, 79.
Well, this guy has multiple ways to get to the free throw line, and boy, has his stroke been on the money.
Thompson against Williams. From deep. Good! Another from 3. Buries his 10th triple of the game.
Unbelievable.
Curry against Jackson. Shoots over Curry. Will not go. This is off the front iron. Oh, he got it to go!
Wow, how about that?
How about that shot to beat the clock? That one covered some distance.
And as the first quarter wraps up, already a double-digit lead. Warriors ahead as they end the first quarter with a huge surge, an 18-7 run. And back in a moment as we'll get underway with quarter number 2. One of the most demonstrative players in the game, Draymond Green, speaks about the importance of passion and effort.
That's all defense is. It is effort. It's the effort.
Well, and he should know, a former Defensive Player of the Year.
You know, he just takes pride in being their anchor defensively. And if he's not seeing that effort, he's going to let you know about it.
And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And guys, we've seen the Warriors really take control here.
Well, they used the fast break to generate some easy buckets before the defense could get set.
And we know this. Every team in the league now seems to be looking to play with pace.
So for the Clippers right now, Reggie Jackson out there with Lou Williams. Then there's Landry Shamet. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's Green in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Out of bounds, Golden State takes possession. Bill, do you ever think we're going to eliminate conferences in the NBA playoff seeding?
I think that they would have done a 16-seed no-conference playoff format years ago. I think they're really worried about the travel, though. And they've looked at it, and they've really studied it, and they've looked at the effects of, let's say Boston plays Portland in round one, and you're flying 3,100 miles or 3,200 miles in 3 time zones.
Connects again from distance.
And this parade of threes has no end in sight. He just keeps knocking them down.
Oh, and that latest triple ties him for second for the most threes in a game. What a monster he's been from deep. And Thompson launches it from and again for 3.
There it is. A shot that puts him at the top of the record book.
Well, Greg is now tied for the mark for most threes in a single game. In one word, amazing.
And textbook. I mean, that move to the lane, you got to tip your hat on that one.
Well said, Greg. And Clark with some major elevation on the slam. The quick look, no good that time.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
Bill, you're a basketball historian. We know that. Do fans romanticize too much about the past?
I would say the other way. I think they don't appreciate it enough, especially like the millennials and Gen Z. You know you're out there.
Good! Another from 3.
And that is a 3 that will put him in the record book.
A historic performance by a historically good shooter. One of the best games anybody has ever had.
And listen to this crowd. They are letting him hear it.
Greg, as well they should. One of the great three-point shooting displays we've seen in league history.
Almost unfathomable what we've seen in this arena tonight. This guy from range has been unbelievable.
And Los Angeles will go for a different look here. Zubac is checked in for Jermichael Green. Morris comes in for Kawhi Leonard. Paul George is checked in for Landry Shamet. And it's Patrick Beverley in for Williams. Jackson deciding where to go with it. To the paint, here's Morris. Great D that time from Green.
And his defense so valuable. Not many can bother that shot at the rim.
Boy, you see the effort, you see the range. This guy prides himself in his ability to shut you down.
Man, the triples keep falling, guys. That's 3 in a row.
Bill, you look at the awards given out by the league. Most have been around for a while. But is there any award that you'd like to add? Something that's not being touched on in terms of high performance and success?
I think that there should be a playoff MVP. I made this case in my book.
That's a great idea.
There's always like a best guy in every postseason, and I would like to see who that would be. And it's pretty easy to go backwards and figure out who it was. I did that. Just go backwards and have all the backstory of who it should have been, but then going forward, now here are the ones we're adding. I would like to see that. I would also like to see a best bench celebration award, because certain teams just have these guys. They're good at pointing. They're good at fist pumping. First guy during the timeout running over.
Chest bumps.
They have handshakes.
All of it, yeah.
They're waiting at the scorer's table before the game to do the special handshake with each guy. I feel like that guy deserves some shine. Last year, DeAndre Jordan, I think, was one of the first guys I remember who was just great at this before he started playing. Late 2000s clips. I was like, man, this guy's really, he's not playing, but he's really figuring out how to affect the game.
Good. Curry against Jackson. Three-pointer. That shot, no good. So the Clippers will take it the other way. They come in fresh off a win against the Warriors.
And sometimes it's a lot harder to get easy looks on the road, but they found ways to get their guys good looks.
Well, they knew exactly how to approach that defense. They shot a fantastic percentage because they got quality looks.
Bill, we so appreciate you stopping by, spending some time with us. Always feels like there's so much more to talk about, which means we got to get you back here if you don't mind.
Yeah.
We'll look forward to that.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Well, Doris, you read most reporters, they try to stay impartial, but not Bill Simmons.
I think that's what makes him special, Kevin, right? He has his own lens through which he sees things, and he is unafraid to give you his opinion.
George, and it's George finishing it off.
Well, Paul George has got a tight handle, right? The zig, the zag, and his way through the porous defense.
Here's Curry with the three. Curry with another miss.
I'll tell you, it has not been this guy's best night, but the teammates have been there to pick up the slack. Love it.
That's a finish he'll be bragging about for a while.
As he should. Very impressive.
How about that from your point guard, gentlemen? Playing big at the rim. Okay.
Hits it from three-point range. Curry's got 12 points now in the quarter.
Boy, there's just a rhythm and a beauty to what Steph Curry does on a nightly basis. How pretty is that shot?
And the ball out of play. The Warriors will inbound. And the Warriors with possession here. Last time they faced off, it was right here at home where they couldn't get it done.
Well, if they want to avoid the outcome of that first meeting, they'll need to be stronger on the glass. They were completely outmatched in the last one.
Well, you have to believe the coaching staff made that a point of emphasis. Better aggressiveness, better intensity on the backboards.
And through the first half, a pretty lopsided affair. Warriors ahead, running away with it. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline.
Thank you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the third quarter.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everyone. That was a combination of everybody and every...
Klay Thompson putting in some serious work for the team tonight. He had a scoring performance for the ages. That's all for now. Say good.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next two quarters are any different from the first two. So far, it has been a runaway. Klay Thompson has been sensational.
And how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column through two quarters? He has been terrific.
And one would expect that the defense made some adjustments at halftime, but he has the ability to answer right back.
Curry and Klay, the Splash Brothers, in the backcourt. Green is out there with Chris, and it's Wiggins in at the three, the small forward. That's Steve Kerr's five as we get into the second half. A superstar summer, Greg, for the Los Angeles Clippers in Kawhi Leonard and in Paul George. Greg, they have two elite wings, great defenders in their prime.
Give them credit, but also Kawhi Leonard pushing the levers behind the scenes. He wanted another superstar to join him in recruiting Paul George, who still had 2 years left on his deal in OKC. Kawhi took unprecedented control of his free agent destiny.
And so George will bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. Their next game playing at home as the Nets come into town. And that's the first game in a string of 3 straight at home.
Boy, he'll usually knock it down if he's left that wide open. Just comes up empty.
Got that one up quick. Curry's got 9 points now in the quarter.
He got loose from downtown in the first half. Now has 3 here in the second. Unstoppable.
Los Angeles calls timeout. One thing about Curry you have to admire, Greg, he never wants the spotlight to himself, even as a leader of his team. always wants his teammates to shine as well.
You think back to when Klay was trying to break Curry's three-point record last season. Curry was not only cheering for him, but actively setting him up to make it happen. That camaraderie Curry shows is why his teammates love him.
Pass to Morris. Shoots the three. Chris with the rebound.
He is too good a shooter, guys, to be left open like that. The defense just dodged a bullet there.
On the wing, Wiggins. Lets it go from deep. Again, Curry missing.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Back to Beverly. Beyond the arc. Chris with the rebound. Chris has got 4 rebounds now tonight. A 3-ball. And that's good. Steph Curry for 3. Curry's got 24 points.
And what's gotten into him today? This is getting ridiculous.
Beverly, the pass to Leonard. Wiggins with the block.
Well, using every bit of that 7-foot wingspan, Wiggins airmailing it back.
Curry fires from way outside. Another 3 for Golden State.
Well, they're calling his number time and time again, and he is delivering.
Beverly against Curry. Out to Morris. Passes it to Zubac. Good ball movement here by the Clippers. 6 to shoot. Beverly dishes to Leonard. And he's good on the 3-ball. Leonard's got 10.
Yeah, I just had a feeling Kawhi Leonard would respond with a 3 of his own. Beautiful.
Curry can't get it to go. The Clippers have gone 3 of 7 on field goal attempts here in the second half. Outside for George. Puts it up from 17. The shot, no good. Good D by Thompson. Warriors have gotten 5 of 8 shots to fall for them in the third quarter. A nice 62% from the field.
Their ability, again, to stretch the floor, particularly in this second half.
And guys, boy, when you're hitting, it sure does work. It obviously opens up major options at the offensive end. And I'll tell you, this guy is proving to be a problem for the defense. In this quarter, he has been special.
You know, these defensive coaches in our meetings, Doris, talk about their players staying on a string, helping the helper. Help defenders in this league are important.
No doubt, and there are certain guys who are gifted defensively. Paul George, to me, was a Defensive Player of the Year category. Rudy Gobert, multi-time winner of the Defensive Player of the Year. Rudy is considered a great shot blocker, and no question that's the case. But it's because his defensive rotation is so good. Guys like Marcus Smart, the ones willing to give up their body, fly around the floor, be great anticipators. I mean, that impacts winning.
Aren't they fun to watch?
So fun.
No doubt it's been a bit of a struggle for him here in this quarter in terms of scoring.
It's Curry outside. Connects again from distance.
And all game long, the threes have been pouring in for him. There is no stopping his shot.
And this is already a game he'll never forget. He's trying to make it a game that the world never forgets. The Clippers grab the miss. George has got his 5th rebound right now in the game. The pass to Leonard. They need this, and the layup is up and in. Leonard's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Well, Kawhi Leonard starting to percolate, guys. You may want to start checking this guy.
And the basket by Curry.
Always a threat. 3-point land that time was seriously expanded.
Beverly looking around. Here's Leonard. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Leonard's got 14 points for the game.
Kawhi Leonard's length and shot-making ability on the interior is problematic for the defense.
Curry, good.
Yeah, there's 6 points on consecutive 3 balls. They're finding holes now in the D.
Leonard finds Beverly, and 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
And throughout his career, Beverly has remained a pest, an aggressive defender that no one likes having him guard.
So, for the Clippers, Green, he's checked in for Zubac. Landry Shamet comes in for Marcus Morris. Lou Williams is subbed in for Paul George. Here's Curry with the 3. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. A floater. Got a piece of it. It's going to be out of bounds. Los Angeles will retain possession.
Now into the lineup of the Clippers. Reggie Jackson.
12 seconds left in the third quarter. Outside Leonard. He kicks it to Green. Over Chris. No good there. And so it's the Golden State Warriors holding an unbelievable lead as the quarter wraps up. From the field, they have been outstanding. Amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. We've got more NBA basketball coming your... And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. Here is Williams setting the floor for the Clippers. Williams and Shamet are the guard set. Noah is out there with Green, and it's man in at the 3.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Curry from deep three-point land. From outside, off the mark. The Clippers shooting at 50% in a decent groove. Now Shamet. Remember the time, Doris, when it was rare to see stars changing teams? Now we read about it every day.
No question, Kevin. Think back to my formative years watching the NBA as a fan. Larry Bird was a Boston Celtic. Magic Johnson was a Los Angeles Laker. The trend in today's NBA is that shorter player contracts, more player control over where they want to be. And the reality is this, Kevin, at some point, free agency entered the equation. It's appropriate, it's fair, they've earned the right to choose where they play.
Nice move, he stepped back and passed it up. Curry's got 48.
After taking some time to find his rhythm, he's been unstoppable since the break.
Williams inside, he's covered by Thompson. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
The 3, and a great assist by Curry as that one goes in. Curry's got his 8th assist here tonight. The Clippers have gone 2 of 4 from the field since we started the final quarter of play. Now here's Noah. Here's Shamet. And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint. And in recent years, some call the Warriors the greatest fast-breaking team since the Showtime Lakers. Doris, do you concur?
Greg, the Showtime Lakers are my all-time favorite team. But I will say, because of the shooting, the ball handling, the passing, the capability on every possession for something spectacular, I would say that this team was as close as you can get to the Showtime Lakers.
And so it's Wiggins with it. He'll bring it up for Golden State. Good! Another from 3. He's really sniping them from outside.
Locked in, feeling confident in that three-point shot.
Here's Williams. And the Clippers miss again.
Boy, against so little defensive pressure, you have to convert that.
Thompson for the triple. Another 3 for Golden State.
It's just hard to believe that someone can perform at such a high level. They've got to thank him for this lead.
Williams for 3. They grab their own miss. And no good. The dry spell continuing for them. They double-team Curry. Thompson inside the line, and a great assist by Curry as that one goes in. Thompson's got 53. LA's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the 4th quarter. Pass to Green. He dishes it to Williams. Doris, do you have high hopes for the new draft lottery system to keep every team competitive to the very end of the season?
Well, one of the keys in implementing this new draft lottery system was to make sure that the bottom 3 teams were given equal opportunity to get that top draft choice. I think you did see it have some effect on play and teams trying to be competitive while understanding they're still going to have an opportunity to build their team through the draft. But here's the reality. The NBA has got to be under review constantly. There's a process in play. It's one of the most proactive leagues in the country in terms of always looking for little things to make sure their game is the best it can be.
Attention to detail. Well said. Thompson misses.
And he's a good shooter from outside, but not sure from that deep.
Boy, we're seeing it more and more. Guys looking to create additional space by stepping back further from the line. Well, the commitment to winning for the Golden State Warriors certainly begins at the top of the organization, right, guys? Ownership has made it very clear money will not be an issue in retaining their stars.
Shooting two.
The first one falls. And the Warriors ownership saying they want this organization to be more than a basketball team, Doris. What do you take that to mean?
I think it means, Kevin, probably the popularity of a great team can be leveraged, right? Via marketing, via media, technology, real estate. Those other revenue streams enable them to sustain this big payroll.
Chris kicks to Thompson. That shot is off. So the Clippers will take it the other way.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the Warriors.
It was a standout performance across the board.
I mean, it was like watching a cat play with a mouse. They were able to do more or less whatever they wanted.
And for the year now, they'll be tallying their 16th win. And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Steph Curry.
They simply can't stop him right now. This guy playing with passion and focus.
Reggie Jackson's checked in for the Clippers. Curry gets the bucket.
Convincing lead with very little time remaining, and the fans are pumped.
They're getting ready to celebrate, no doubt, GA. They know it's theirs to lose at this point.
Man, headed by Green. Here's Patterson, and it's blocked. Outside Curry. On the wing, Thompson. Lets the three fly. Chris pass to Thompson. Outside Curry. Fires the three. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. 63 points for Steph Curry.
Making every effort to put this game on ice.
Well, just terrific teamwork, GA. Each guy doing his part. You love what you're seeing from them tonight.
And again for three. You can tell he is feeling it.
Kevin, he's on fire.
Ball's knocked loose. Stolen by Thompson. So we see the Warriors taking the game here. And the outcome of this one was never in doubt.
And boy, they really put in a supreme effort. It just felt like once they had that lead and it was comfortable, they were not going to relinquish it.
It's time now. David, thank you as always. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for tuning in.